changing our thing here. So now our entry had a sticking point and we're changing it off here. Doesn't mean change the dynamics of your entry. Does that make sense, guys? So is Jason, do me a favor? Go through that door. Okay. And come back to the door. Okay. Back again. Kind of like do a half entry. No, you're going through. Your whole, thank you, Jason. Your whole thing is what I want this. That's I want. That's my okay, good. Disneyland time. I'm not going to change one step of that entry until something happened where it failed. I'm still entering this way, but Paul, it stopped or it didn't. If George didn't, if George cleared his line here, that's what happened. Okay. So what I mean by all this is enter the same way. Don't go, I'm going to set up for this foot sweep on the entry. No. It happened because you entered, boom, he stumbled like that. And then you pull and you change your direction. Okay. You can't half enter. Enter. Either you're going through the door or you're not going through the door. Either you're doing what you have to do or you're not. It's not a staccato what's happening. That already passed. The timeline of that already passed. You're like, oh, I'm in. Make sense, guys? That doesn't mean go faster today. It doesn't mean go harder today. That means continue everything as planned, and the receiver, try as best you can to get the energy where you're not completely blown away, where you're here, boom, and then you set this up. Make sense, guys? But your first plan is, I'm going to run through you and kill you. Second, plan B is, okay, you stumbled, I'm going to sweep you and kill you. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, put that in. Doing good. All right. So now we're going to isolate that sweep to our shot. Okay. Now, as we're doing it, we want to make that. Once I have to free myself to this hand. Okay. I don't want to be this close. Even though I can do things here, there's still a lot of blind spots. I don't like that. Okay. And I don't like the fact that like Jason has like this habit of like grabbing my waist. Yeah, I don't know what that says, but it's just like I don't like that. You used to grab me when I ball. Now I'm knocking the hair gel. It's getting crazy. So as we're here, when I'm making this turn, it's to set my body like this. Okay. Not only do I set my body, I'm away from that, and I want this to continue to my call position right here. So we're going to add that in, okay? So your left hook, as we're here, continues this as it's tapped, okay? My hook line continues this here. I want to put this line right here. I'm going to again time the targets and tool and put my tool in his neck. Right here. I'm setting my proof Apollo up here. Make sense, guys? Sure. Any repeats on that? So as we're here, we're doing things. We want to turn this off here. And that's my position. Just like that. You guys got it? Okay, go get it. Okay, got your single blade all ready to go now, guys? You're going to cross the same thing now. My target line when I'm hitting through George is there, just like that. I'm going to punch him in the carotid. If you haven't punched your friend in the carotid yet, you still have 3 more days of camp. You all can. So as we are in, now again, when I was talking to my policy guy, I'm not getting that sweep at all, because you're still not creating the entry, okay, which is fine. Don't forget that today. Yeah, we're getting the overall concept. So now, as we're clearing the line here, that's my over-the-shoulder cut right there, and this is what's going to bring the head back down. So I'm going to thrust him into the head crease. Now, as I move, this is my position. I'm going to suck myself in right here. Now you have the option to hand change and pull him down in your position, or come back up to the bottom. or you just pull him down with the hip, and you slide into position right here. Either way is going to be your call. If you have a, I'll use my Texas words, if you have a bigger house, I suggest a hand change. There's a better level arm. Okay? If you have a regular size house, you can use your regular hand. Not bad, right? Coming down here 14 years, I figured I'd pick up the dollar. They're out, they're on, we're here. And you got your day. Make sense, guys?
Sir.
We'll get it. All right. Looking really good. Okay. So now, a couple of things I want to mention. Some of this stuff is, if you don't have a Silat background, some of the lever positions are going to be a little more difficult. And if this is you guys' first day doing any of this stuff, and you're doing great. So don't let go. You know, it doesn't work. I got to spend very little time with Herman Sawanda, and he always had a great saying is, Silat doesn't suck, you suck. And now I'm not saying it because you guys suck. I'm saying it because if you haven't trained it and it's so alien to you, and you don't have the very basics of it, this is not the basic Silat thing that we're working on here where we're really going. This is your first entry. This is actually a soccer doll. Okay, where this is all these positions. You're behind the 8 ball quite a bit. So you want to catch up. But the good news is the Silat level in this organization is pretty ridiculously high. So you guys will be good. You'll be spun up really quickly. But also you want to make some analogies on the Proof Apollo. Even the guys who are experienced and are really doing well. So I think it's Proof Apollo. We did do our position here. Now, I don't want to be making these lines right here because it's another thing for him to hold on to. Because reflexively, okay, all of us have done MMA, all of us in Thai boxing, and all that stuff, right? Pretty much all of us here, okay? When you get kneed, after a while you go, and you start grabbing. It's like, it's going to be like, stop! And we don't want this. Even though, whether or not I could have knocked him out here, I slapped him in the nuts, I elbowed him in the neck here, or better yet, I have major blood vessel trauma here. He's still viable. Dead people can still kill you, not just on The Walking Dead. Okay? Okay. It's all about controlling timelines of the fight. And the first thing that we did, our first successful entry in here, I'm controlling everything. I can extricate at any time. Whether or not he's done or not, I can break off at any time. We're not in a situation where I can be held. Okay? Even, he's bleeding out, he's dying, grab my stuff, drops me down. I have a pretty decent, guard game from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There could be weapons hanging out. There could be, Mike's coming to, kick me in the face. There's other things that are happening that we don't want. So I want to, again, on the Proof Apollo, once we make this here, I think this thrust of the iliac is better than that knee strike. And as I hook him, I want to set myself in right here. This position, this Proof Apollo, has great leverage perspectives and also the ability to entertain other guests. Make sense, guys? And each time, we set body positions and leave. I control the timeline. If you guys have noticed, whenever I'm doing my takedowns, I'm never on the ground, I'm never here. Not just because I like kneeling on George's face. Multiple things. One, if I am taking him out, he's going to be, have that annoying habit of having those reflex responses, like shaking as he dies. But also, I'm in a better position that if someone else is coming, I'm up. As opposed to if I'm here and I get rushed, I end up like that. Again, as good as your jiu-jitsu may be, when it's real life of weapons, multiple people, there's other things to consider. So, with the benefit of your partner, stay on him. Okay. Obviously, if you're a bigger dude and I'm Christian, don't. keep yourself there and be able to extricate at any time. Be able to get up and move at any time. Make sense, guys? Okay, so now, with my limited time here, or the last one's pretty quick. So now, we saw if I move this way. He wants to fall. He's like, just like that. And we're talking about, Jason's asking this. I feel like I'm slipping in. We're not slipping. We're looking at our, our runs are coming in. Again, I'm entering. At this point, I listen to strike here when I'm on this line here. Now on this point, I'm here, and that's going to put this line up. Now, as I'm here on this, it's going to this position. The camera. One without my leg work. That's my shot right here. I'm going to raise this way, just like that. Sorry, George. And we end in this position. Okay, right there. Cool, right here. Again, so that's here, it's coming up under the eye line, just like that. That's my shot, right there. Okay, make sense, guys? This is less important than this. Okay. And again, this is not a high block, even though there's nothing wrong with that. It's this line, just like that. Just like that. Make sense, guys? Okay, let's go get it, guys. So now, I can tell there's a lot of kickboxers in the room. Because everyone's doing and moving on here. Okay? Again, nothing wrong with that. But if we're looking at a flat-out run, where depending on what your job is, if you're one of, close to SWAT team guy, when you're taking somebody out here to go, I mean, you're just going to run it up and just doing what has to be done. This is all about time. My step entries here is an intro. The first one, the first 90 minutes we did here, is once I step here, that's what elicited this tap. Now it's going on this line right here. Good. So now, I want to come in under my eye line. Look, under my eye line is this line right here. Okay? Regardless of if I'm drawing and making my cut, I'm using my Kuma hands or whatever you want to call that. Right there. That's what. Now, the reason we have this position here. Okay, now, as I'm here, George, cool. You're good. Is this becomes its tap right there. Because again, it's blade work when you see the blade. When you don't see the blade, it's empty hands. Does that make sense? How hard is it to perceive the weapon itself? Especially in different visibility conditions. Here with bright neon lights and super reflective stuff here. Treat everything as something you don't want. Okay? Because yet again, I'll give this to you. My awesome entry, and I might knock his out, and he blue worms me, and again, like, completely unacceptable. Okay? That's failure to plan, and that's failure to calculate. So this is framing that tap. The same way we talked very briefly in the illustration before on this on right hand line. Here. It's here. So now as he hooks, as he's going so flat, boom, that's our tap. From our shot here, and the more he continues through, which we need him to continue through, okay, is go. This tap right here, which is again going to set up any number of your super cool takedowns. What you want to do from there. Does that make sense, guys? In the very limited time we have left, is as we're here and we're drawing that point, that's our position right there. Whether you're going to do with your blade draw too, boom, or just strictly with your empty hand line, boom, that's where we're at. One here, you tag it from behind your shield. You shield your left hand, boom, it makes you tap. Make sense, guys? So try it with the edge weapon and with that, guys. Go get it. All right, guys, that, believe it or not, was my 90-minute section right there. Again, some of it, might be a little bit outside the box, but spend a little more time getting the basics done here, whether it be your psychology training, your sound class training, Maphilindo work, or any of your other Silat training. You really will help these concepts there. Everyone did extraordinarily well because we have a lot of levels, and everyone from Not talking about age, you're talking about martial arts experience from preschool to graduate students and full professionals and all that in the room. So everyone did really, really well there. Hopefully you guys take away some of the broader concepts of edge weapon versus empty hand is actually the same thing. Your training modality should incorporate, not saying, I'm a knife guy or I'm an empty hand guy. Well, everyone's a weapon guy because we're looking to protect ourselves against, assaults. Most assaults, again, are weapon-based. Or at least they should be, because who's going to attack someone as big as Mike over there without an equalizer? And once you calculate that everything is a weapon, that goes back to Guru Harley Elmore's, rules of armed combat. First rule of armed combat is get armed. The second rule is he is always they. They are always bigger, stronger, faster, better trained than you, and they'll always happen at the worst possible time when you're eating, sleeping, going to the bathroom, or anything like that. And again, your training, whether it be your Silat training, your edge weapon training, whatever it should be, again, like Kamal too on Chris Side said, it's the 80-20 rule. It needs to work 80% of the time when you're 20% of your best. That's the mark of that's where your training should go. And execute your techniques like a breath, under duress, through your training. So, again, thank you very much, guys.